Coming to you live from Seward, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
6:07 on the Get Up and Go Show. It's a Thursday, and we are one day closer to the weekend. Had a lot of people over for dinner last night. Some kids, and one of them actually said this.
Eat your damn dinner.
That's right. Eat my damn dinner is what they said. And another person actually said to me.
You guys are living the good life.
Yeah, we're living the good life.
I know that's right.
And we always have a great time.
I heard that.
Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. And so what was for dinner last night?
Oh, it was a whole lot of vittles. That's all I got to say.
Tender vittles?
Lots of vittles.
Like the cats do get?
Lots of vittles.
Eat your damn dinner.
That's right. That's what they told me.
Eat your damn dinner.
Eat my damn dinner is what they said.
Did your grandson tell you that?
No, he would not say that because he'd wind up with soap in his mouth.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I got yelled at by an aunt that, like, when I swore at the dinner table, I said something nasty at the dinner table. And
Did you?
yeah, my aunt got quite unfriendly with me, and she had all the reason to be because, you know, that kind of talk really shouldn't have been.
Okay, so you never did say,
Eat your damn dinner.
right? You never said that, did you?
No.
I did. I said that when I was
yeah?
little. Yeah.
Who did you say that to?
I looked at my dad and I said,
Eat your damn dinner.
that's right. That's what I
Wow.
said. I even looked at my mom and I said,
Eat your damn dinner.
that's right.
I remember my mom telling my dad to do that several times, but I don't remember my mom like swearing very much. You know,
damn's not a swear word.
she might have said, "Eat your darn dinner,"
Yeah, you know
or
what damn is,
"Eat
right?
your dinner."
You know what damn is, right?
It's like the Hoover Dam,
Right. It's like it's a body of water. So eat the body of water of dinner.
the dam in the middle of the river.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
it's incredible. I went to the Hoover Dam like when I was 12,
Mhm.
and that dam was simply amazing. It's
But-
kind of like you do it on your downtime when you're in Vegas.
I got to tell you something, Bonnie. Yesterday we opened up Pandora's box.
What's a Pandora's box that you opened?
Well, here's the thing. The question that we talked about yesterday morning about when you go to somebody else's house, is it proper to do the hibbity dibbity or not? You know, when you're staying somewhere. And I got like about a dozen emails in regards to that yesterday.
Yeah, and the majority of people, how did they feel about it?
You won't be happy when you see the results.
Because it doesn't align with what I was considering.
Nope, not at all.
I'm really surprised
Not
at
at all.
that.
Actually, all 12 emails, all 12 of them, all 12 emails said to me, listen, when you're in the heat of the moment, they didn't exactly say it exactly like this, but they kind of alluded to it. Like when you're in the heat of the moment, it just happens no matter where you are. You could be driving down the interstate and you get the urge and you pull over, and, you know, it's like when you're in an airplane, you go in the lavatory and you become a member of the Mile High Club.
What are these people like addicts of sex?
No,
Because
I don't know.
you can hold back. You can hold back fire.
Well, they're listeners of the program. One of them was actually like wrote and said, hey, Evan, love the show. I'm 70 years old. I'm retired. And when I was young, I stayed at my grandmother's house and I was with my girlfriend. I remember the email very well. I mean, I stayed with my girlfriend at my, you know, wherever they stayed, and we did and he literally took the words right out of what I said, did the hibbity dibbity. And I got to give him credit the way he spelt it.
Over
It
the
was-
river and through the woods
Yeah.
to grandmother's house we go.
He spelled it Hibbidy, hibbity, and then Dibbidy for dibbity. I remember, I was laughing so hard last night.
Yeah.
I really was.
And this guy is like 70.
He was 70. He wrote to me. He said, I'm 70 years old. I listen to the show. I'm retired. I love what you guys do. You bring a ray of sunshine on a gloomy day.
I wonder if he lives like over in the villages.
I don't
over
know.
By Ocala over there, because I just heard that the people, it's kind of like a retirement community,
Right.
and the people kind of tend to act young there.
In Ocala? You mean Ocala, Florida?
Yeah, there's a place called the Villages, and
Oh, okay.
our friend Mike Harvey from Super Gold has played there, you know, with his Super Gold sock hop
Okay.
Mike Harvey's Super Gold Saturday nights.
Oh, okay.
He's been known to go and, perform and, just kind of be with, or not be, but, just have a sock hop for the people in the villages
Oh,
who like the
okay.
oldies.
So he's a musician.
He's he's like a syndicated radio announcer.
Oh.
He's like a golden oldies announcer.
Hi, I'm Mike Harvey, and I'm playing the 50s and 60s.
It's Super Gold Saturday
Super
nights.
Gold Saturday evening.
Is what he calls it.
Does he have one of those voices?
But he's like really, really good. I
Okay.
mean, I think he has one of the best voices.
Oh, okay.
But I met him when I was in my early 20s, just getting into radio,
Oh.
and I think he has he has a big responsibility for me being in radio.
Oh.
Because I was working with, he and Skip Taylor had been out to a grocery store doing a live broadcast together.
Mhm.
We visited our radio station in Wausau, Wisconsin.
Oh, so he took you under his wings.
And yeah, I was back running the board, and I got to say a few things. And, he had mentioned to Skip Taylor, you're going to go live with this 100,000 watt radio station in January. He
Mhm.
said, I think you should put that girl on
Wow.
in your afternoons.
I remember my first radio bug, my first taste of radio. I was 13 years old. I was living in North Lauderdale, Florida. That's in Broward County, in a development called Kimberly Village.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Villages.
No.
No, okay.
I was living in a development called Kimberly Village, and my parents had a friend by the name of Jack, and he was a radio DJ, was an afternoon DJ on a radio station called WFTL. It was AM 1400 back in the day. Music.
Yes.
Back in the day. Station was located off Oakland Park Boulevard and US Highway 1 in a shopping center on the southeast corner. I remember it vividly. I remember it very, very well. And I was talking to my parents introduced me to the DJ, and my parents were friends with him, and I was so fascinated that I asked him if I could come to the station with him sometime. So my parents gave the blessing, and I went to the station, and I was watching as he DJ'd and watched what he did. And they had this other room set up. It was like a production room. And he said to me, you can go in there and play if you want. I'm like, oh, okay. So that was like the worst thing they could have done. So I wound up started pretending to be a DJ in the production room. And I was just having a great old time. So then he, after about an hour or so, I come back out and he says to me, he goes, you want to talk on the radio with me? I'm like, really? And he goes, yeah, you could talk on the radio with me. So I wound up going on the radio, and boy, I had the bug at 13.
Yeah.
And that's where it all happened. That's how I got into this godforsaken career of radio.
Having the time of your life, I bet, when you visited there.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And back then they were playing records. We're talking the vinyl records.
I know.
The LPs.
I'm glad I'm not doing that now because, I had allergies back then, and I think my allergies are triple-fold now. And back then, those vinyls really got dusty. Remember, we had to take them out of the flaps, the 45s, and
yeah, they were in the paper jacket.
And they would get so dusty.
And then you had to put that little plastic disc in the middle of the 45 because the record player didn't have that little thing that pulled up and turned that would adapt to that big hole in the 45. So they had these little plastic discs that converted that big hole into that teeny weeny little hole that was like in the LPs when you would put the LP. And then what was even worse was, and I remember this going back to working with Mr. G at WPOM, there was nothing worse than having to play an album and you have to play cut number 3 and you have to get the needle just right on cut number 3. So when you hit the start button on the board, you wouldn't be starting like at the tail end of a song and going into another song.
Oh yeah, you had to cue it up by moving it back and forth.
Yeah, you had to cue it up and then you'd backspin it 1/2 turn. So when you hit start, the turntable catches up and then it goes at normal speed instead of going and catches up.
Do you remember when the album used to wobble and then you had to settle it down by putting like a quarter in the middle of in the middle of the album.
Yeah, I remember that. And then I remember albums that were also warped. When you take them out of the vinyl cover, they were warped from the heat when they were shipped to you. And they would get warped in the envelopes and things like that.
I used to spin some oldies too at night. I think it was like my shift was something like 5 to 11, which seemed really long to be spinning records for that long and playing these little 2 and 3 minute songs that were oldies. I think my favorite one to put on was American Pie.
Right. I remember playing King Harvest, Dancing in the Moonlight. It was on a 45 RPM. And boy, that was fun. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I got into working for some of the stations in the Palm Beaches. I worked at WRMF. I worked at the country station, WIRK. I worked at Wild 95.5. And I'll never forget when my first FM radio job was at WRMF. And I'll never forget I'll never ever forget working there. No, I'm sorry. It was at WRK. We were playing carts that looked like 8 tracks, and you'd have to go in and you pull them off the back wall and you stack them up in front of you. And you had the commercials. You had music, commercial, sweeper, music.
Those got really dusty too.
Oh man.
I'm sneezing just thinking about it.
and then I landed a gig at WRMF, and I was working overnights. And that was my first introduction to automated programming, where all the music was in a touch screen. It was Scott Studios. In fact, y'all had that. We had that when I worked at Coast.
Coast had it.
Because I worked at Coast for a little bit, and Coast had Scott Studios. So one of the cardinal rules is that when you're doing live radio and you're working and you have to sneeze, you never, even though you cover your mouth, you never sneeze in the direction of the touch screen, because that's like setting off World War III in radio.
It could light off fireworks right on that touch screen.
Well, let me tell you something,
everything
Bonnie.
Go haywire.
Let me tell you something, Bonnie. Boy, did I freak out. Because about an hour into my shift, I sneezed, and all of a sudden, crap started firing everywhere. We're talking the hotkeys were going off on the right side. You had those hotkeys. You had 4, 8, 12, 16. You had 20 hotkeys on the right side, and then on the left side of the screen, you had your music that was coming up next.
Yes,
and you could move things. And well, let me tell you, when I sneezed, the music started firing, the hotkeys started firing, and I don't know what I did. I thought I broke the system.
I bet you never sneezed in that direction again.
Well, I called my program director. I called Mitch. Mitch Mahan was the program director back in the day. So I called him up, and I said, Mitch, I hate to bother you at 2:30 in the morning, but Scott Studios is spooked. It's running by itself.
Did he come out there then?
No. He just asked me a simple question. He goes, did you sneeze? I'm like, yeah. He says, that did it. He says, you can't sneeze in the direction of Scott Studios. Turn the screen off, get a paper towel, wipe it down, turn the screen on, and everything will stop. So I did that, and everything stopped.
Did
just
it
like he said.
Reboot back to normal in the normal programming?
Nothing had to reboot. All I did was just turn the screen off. So that basically, when I turned the screen off, it deactivated the touch screen. So then I wiped off all the schmutz on the touch screen. And then when I turned it back on, everything wasn't firing by itself anymore.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I know when something little funky like that goes wrong, your heart is just erasing right out of your chest.
Oh, that was an understatement.
Especially when you're by the station by yourself.
Oh, 2 a.m. when you're there all by yourself and crap starts going wrong.
And you're going, oh, good
and
gosh.
It's your first night on overnights. Doing overnights. First night doing a shift at the station.
Yeah.
Brand spanking new.
That's not any fun.
I'm Radio Virgin boy. First night.
We used to have like an FM automated system that we had to take care of upon us doing our live AM AM music show
Right.
spinning the oldies. We had to keep our FM going. They would go on 3 or 4 different reel-to-reels with
Yeah.
all of the music.
hmm
And I'll be darned, Evan, I still have nightmares of those reels running out.
Right.
Because once that reel got down to the wire,
Uh-huh.
you're out of music.
Yeah, and you had to always watch the machine, and you had to make sure that the next machine was loaded up with the next reel.
That's right.
So it would automatically trigger the next one, and then you have to replace the one on top that just ran out.
And I used to have nightmares of sometimes all of the reels would be winding down and out of music at once.
Yeah,
And I still have dreams about that happening.
that's what you call a real experience.
Yep. That's right.
6:22 on a Thursday. We are one day away from the final championship round, a 5-second rule with Chief Tuminelli and Sergeant Brian Bosio, all going to be happening tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. Make sure and tune in for Riveting Radio. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thank you, Evan. A 9-year-old Port St. Lucie boy was hit by a van yesterday. WPTV's Jay Cashmere tells us more.
A 9-year-old boy is in the hospital tonight after he was hit by a van this afternoon in Port St. Lucie. The boy was walking home on the sidewalk with his older brother along Southwest Savona Boulevard just before 5. Police said he ran across the roadway and was struck. St. Lucie County Fire Rescue took the child to the hospital with significant injuries. Police said the driver stayed at the scene and is cooperating with the investigation.
Family that has spent their entire lives in the restaurant industry is preparing for a new venture that will bring 60 to 70 new jobs to Port St. Lucie. WPTV's Arthur Mondale has more.
I'm one of those people that if I put it in my mind, I'm going to go out and get it.
When you're from an Italian family that was literally reared running kitchens, you know a thing or two about authenticity and location.
Things are changing. They're not what they were. I think that we kind of lost count after a while, but overall, I'd say a couple of dozen, probably about 24, 25 restaurants overall.
At Pistaio in Port St. Lucie's tradition community, the brothers ensure true authentic cuisine, handmade pasta and sauces that are a family recipe.
The hospitality that you probably would see in Italy.
And aside from the food, the ambiance, they really feel like family when they come here.
Now the brothers are on their next business venture as a family.
You know, we still got to get the floors closed up here.
Just down the street inside this former 7,500 square foot tap house, the brothers will open Meeting Street, a butcher shop, steakhouse, and seafood market on the water.
We plan on doing close to 400 to 500 people a day, you know, in and out of the restaurant. So with that, you need a lot of employees.
60 to 70 positions need to be filled. The positions range from chefs to bartenders, IT professionals, and butchers.
We don't have anything with that concept around here within a 10-mile radius.
Accommodate a multitude of dining experiences.
We're going to go and put our real effort and real skill on the line.
Well, Meeting Street plans to open these doors next month. The owners say the need to fill positions is great. For job seekers, we have information on our website. Arthur Mondale, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Providing needs for foster children so their families can focus on loving the most vulnerable children in our community. That is the mission of the Treasure Coast Foster Closet. And WPTV's Erica Rakow has the story.
Ripped from their homes, parents, sometimes in the middle of the night with nothing but what they're wearing, or maybe a garbage bag holding a few things. That's the reality for most children placed in foster care. For those on the Treasure Coast, there's a place created by two sister-in-laws where those children can go to feel comfortable. It's where donations pour in with love. In the back of this Stewart shopping plaza is a small but special store. It's only some very special people who have access to it.
This electric keypad, if they could come in here 24/7 without having to make an appointment or ask us, and then they just come right in.
Once in, this is what children, many of whom have never before walked into a store to pick something out for themselves, find.
We try to keep everything organized by size.
Toys, room decor, baby essentials, everything needed to support the leap of faith a foster parent takes and the sacrifice that child was forced to make.
Our passion is to make sure that these children that are coming into our store they feel valued and cherished and loved and worthy.
The joy on their faces makes everything so worth it.
Sabrina can relate. She grew up going home to home.
I knew I wanted to give back to children that don't have like a stable home.
She has adopted 1 child from foster care, and Erica 4.
Yeah.
Their personal experiences led to this labor of love.
Yeah.
First, a storage unit that quickly overflowed, and 2 years later, it's grown to this.
Just to see the joy on their faces, and you can tell they just feel loved, they feel seen, they feel important, and that makes it all worth it. It makes every bit of work that we put into this place 100% worth it.
While you may be blown away by their selflessness, they're equally as grateful for the way the Treasure Coast has wrapped its love around foster families.
I'm humbled every time I come in here. I just can't believe that all of this is for our families.
There is no limit on the number of things a child can take. Erica says they'll almost always say, "Are you sure? I can really have that too?" They make it so easy. There's a donation box outside the store if you ever want to drop anything off. And they're also very active on Facebook. We've got their information for you right under this story on WPTV.com.
Lastly, a species of turtle that was believed to have been extinct 20 years ago is making a comeback. The Wildlife Conservation Society said in a press release this month that the Burmese roofed turtles now appear to be in little danger of biological extinction. The Big Ten Conference has reversed course and will play football during the pandemic after all. The season will start the week of October 23. The Big Ten will have significant medical protocols, including daily testing, enhanced cardiac screening, and an enhanced data-driven approach when making decisions about practice and competition. The daily testing will begin by September 30th. News time is 6:28. Weather and traffic together next.
$6:29 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's the Thursday edition. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we do see a hit and run accident. This is in Port St. Lucie on I-95. It's at Crosstown Parkway, and no lanes are blocked from the hit and run right there. In Martin County, we have a clear ride. No accidents, no tie-ups. There's your latest look at traffic. And it is 78 in Stewart. In Mobile, Alabama, 72 degrees. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-70s under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, but feeling like the triple digits. Partly sunny skies through most of the day, then a 30% chance for late-day showers and storms tracking southwest to northeast. Tonight, lows in the mid-70s, mostly dry conditions into the night. Tomorrow, highs around 92 degrees, heat index values once again in the triple digits. We'll start off the day with morning sunshine and then another round of afternoon to evening showers and storms. We'll stay unsettled through the weekend, scattered showers and storms possible, mainly for the afternoon as a cool front approaches the state. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
If you see my behind hanging out of my pants, then you're about to say hi to my
Butt crack, yeah, yeah. I wear my pants pulled down about halfway, just hanging on my hips lightly. So low, I shake my stuff nightly.
I got me some pants, they're as big as a sail, and I pull them on down to show my butt crack. Hey, I got me some big pants, there's room for about 20. I have to hold them up, cause they make me walk funny.
Well, my butt crack is a fuzzy little place where my cheeks come together. Butt crack, baby.
Now, I have to say, I have to give the B-52s credit because they actually did this. This is them redoing this song.
Oh, this is really them?
Yeah, this is. Can't you tell the guy's voice?
Yeah, I guess I can tell by his. I couldn't really on the women.
Yeah, that was them.
And I used to like to sing karaoke to this one back in the day, but I never sang it quite like that.
Yeah, Love Shack turns into butt crack.
Yeah.
That's amazing what things happen. Wow. Have a few drinks and you'll definitely be singing the song.
Yeah. Oh, the B-52s, man. I just I wish they would still. We need something refreshing in music, and they should come out with something fun like that for us.
I've already started my preparations for the holiday season. I don't know if you caught some of the stuff I was listening to this morning.
Yeah, some nice carols you had.
I was starting to move stuff over from my personal DJ hard drive into my radio computer, so I would have got about 60 songs we're going to rotate through the holidays as we get into the holiday season after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
we'll
love
start
it.
playing some holiday music on the program and kind of get us in that mood.
First Halloween, but by the time Halloween is done, I'm really in the mood for the.
And you never know,
seasonal.
Santa Claus may pop up here on the show.
Oh yeah.
He could pop into studio.
Who's that man behind that white beard?
Well, I don't know if you want to really truly know that or not, but he might just pop up here. Let's do some viral videos. I was up a little rather late last night because I was serving at my church yesterday for students. They had Vive Night. We'll talk about that a little later on in the program.
What, does church get out at midnight or something?
No, it got out at I got home about 9:30.
Oh.
9:45. Then I had to do my morning show prep.
Yeah, that's pretty late.
Yeah, it was definitely late for me, but it was well worth it. And I'll talk more about that a little bit later on this morning. But there's a top trending video right now on TikTok. A kindergarten teacher used exaggerated facial expressions and vocal inflections in order to keep her students engaged during their online class. Let's listen to the audio.
The number 4. Oh, I see Bryn is holding up 2 and 2. That will also make 4. I see 4 and 0. That is 4. What kind of pictures do we see over on our number 4? Can you raise your hand? What's a picture that you see over here on our number 4? Grayson, go ahead and turn your microphone on for me. What kind of picture do we see?
Yeah, she's pretty good. She's still going here.
She's the kind of
Can
teacher.
you get your microphone on so we can hear you?
And this is all through Zoom.
Yep.
Yeah, what's a picture that you see, Grayson?
For some reason, it wasn't working.
Oh, but you have it working now? It sounds like I can hear you.
Yeah.
So what's a picture that you see?
I see classic kids.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
It's got to be like really hard for a teacher to do that online learning with the kids when they're used to having that entire class right in front of them.
Yeah, the girl's name is Kenzie Wenz. Kenzie Wenz is who she is. I'm going to try to look her up and try to get her on the program. Just like, in fact, today on the program in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to have the guy from Wendy's, the robot voice guy.
Yeah, I can't wait to see if he can. I'm going to challenge him to
Okay.
break out of his robot voice.
Oh, he'll talk normal.
Yeah.
He'll talk normal, but you'll think he's a robot.
So the robot voice is kind of like an act that he puts on when he is.
You'll have to talk to him and ask him those questions.
Yeah.
Ask him those questions
That's
without a doubt.
going to be quite intriguing.
But I'm looking forward to speaking with him. You know, he was on the show. In fact, this is the audio from when he was. Let me see if I can find it here. Gosh, don't tell me I deleted it. Please tell me I didn't delete it. What did I do with it?
Dumaco Gato, Mr. Roboto.
I can't believe I can't find it. Wait a minute. Give me a minute. Hold on.
Remember Mr. Roboto?
Oh, here it is. Okay. So this is the TikTok guy from Wendy's.
Sriracha and ketchup.
Can I get honey mustard and barbecue, please?
Honey mustard, barbecue. What would you like for the drink?
Do you all have the Coke Freestyle machine?
Yes, we do.
Can I get a vanilla ginger ale, please?
Vanilla ginger ale. All right. Anything else for you tonight?
That's it. Thank you.
Your total comes out to $5.65. Please bolt to the window to be centered out.
Now, I called his cell phone yesterday, to confirm
Mm-hmm.
that it was going to be here this morning. And I texted him and he replied back, he confirmed and everything. And when I got his voicemail, I was blown away. His voicemail is robotic.
Robotic too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He probably just wants to be known as Mr. Robotic.
Yeah.
And, he's getting known because obviously, you saw this footage and we're going to get to know him better and the listening audience a little bit better too.
I've already forewarned him. I can see him either on the Ellen Show, Kelly Clarkson, or he's going to wind up making the rounds because that video is actually going viral.
Even the Drew Barrymore show now. Everybody's getting a talk show lately.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's just do the Evan and Bonnie talk show on television.
Yeah,
we can do that.
That would be fun.
My first guest, we could do a remote broadcast from Blind Creek Beach, right? And do the show from there.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
That would be, I would just kind of like, but I would, if I had to go nude, I would just kind of go and hide in the water for a really long time.
All right. So you would just keep your, from the neck up.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
Put a headset microphone on.
I was out to the beach one time, Evan, and it was like love bug season.
Mhm.
No, the bugs like to love on you.
Oh, okay.
There was a guy out in the ocean was swimming and he had a bald head, right?
Okay.
But the love bugs covered his baldness.
Oh.
And made him look like he had a full head of black hair.
That's an awful lot of love bugs. Definitely.
They were loving him.
There's another video that happened earlier this year in July, but the video has gone viral just now. It's a woman sitting on a city bench in Rochester, New York, was thrown to the pavement when the claw of a garbage truck accidentally grabbed the bench and yanked it with her on the bench.
Yikes.
It was captured on surveillance video, and the driver comes out to talk to her, but the clip ends right there. The city has been trying to locate the woman to see if she's okay, and the driver has since retired. Here's some audio from the whole entire incident narrated.
The hydraulic claw on a truck is seen trying to snag a public garbage can. The claw hooks a bench in the process, throwing the woman sitting there.
We're really trying to reach out to find her to make sure that she's all right. So if somebody knows who she is, please contact us.
That's a local news story covering that.
Yeah. Did you see the footage at all? I didn't see the footage.
No, I didn't see the footage.
Like, I'm wondering if she, if the bench started to lift by the claw and maybe she fell off the bench, or if she was lifted into the air at all and maybe had to jump off the bench.
I'm not sure, but I'm curious if video's out there somewhere.
Yeah. She must be okay though, if they're like looking for her.
I'm sure.
That's good.
I'm sure. Finally, somebody posted a video of an Alaskan Malamute trying to figure out if a talking toy hamster is a friend or a foe.
Oh.
Okay, so it's an Alaskan Malamute having a conversation with a talking toy hamster. Let's listen. I thought we were going to listen.
I love
this
this country.
Wouldn't you know, you get a commercial first when you hit play. So I got to wait for the commercial to go by. And this is funny because this is not a YouTube video. This is just a regular video that was posted. And they give you this stupid, long, boring 30-second commercial that you have to sit through.
You can't
and it's
skip
painful.
over it?
No, you can't
Oh.
because there's no bar on the bottom
Yeah.
to skip over. So they make you painfully, without Novocaine, sit through this commercial. Okay, here's the audio.
But that's a quiet one.
The hamster's like dancing on the table. See, the hamster repeats everything that the dog says. It records it. Is that crazy?
That's funny. The dog doesn't know what to make of
The
it.
dog has no idea. None.
And they think he's arguing with the hamster
Right.
or maybe negotiating something.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes on, and he's not trying to bite it.
Yeah.
He's just having a casual conversation. It's like he's the hamster whisperer.
But I think he'd bite the. Oh.
Get him. Come on.
Kind of sounds like when you're having a conversation with Big Kitty.
Now, don't you think if she threw a steak or a piece of meat in there and the hamster tried to get it, I bet that hamster would
Yeah.
be bitten in half.
I mean, honestly, it sounds like when Big Kitty calls
It does.
and you have a conversation with Big Kitty. That's crazy.
I think Big Kitty would be intimidated by that dog.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Oh, I brought a stray home.
You brought a stray home?
Yeah, I had a stray dog in my house. I think
okay.
it was last year.
Okay.
And the dog came to me in the morning, right before doing the morning show, and
Right.
and I brought it home, and my cats were just frenzied about it.
Really?
I mean, Hansi's hair just stuck up in the air like I've never seen his hair stick up before.
Wow.
His eyes went crazy. The hissing that was going on.
Okay. Bonnie, before you know what the holidays are going to be here. I mean, it's here we are. We're in the middle of September, and then we have Halloween coming up next month, and then Thanksgiving the month after that. And before you know it, we're going to be cranking out Christmas tunes on the program in the morning. I've already got my library all set up. I'm ready to go. And an interesting fact, a sweater is the holiday gift that people are most likely to get rid of when they get it.
You think so?
Well, not I think so. It's a did you know fact.
It depends on the sweater. Like if I got a sweater and it wasn't an ugly sweater, if I really liked it, it
Mhm.
probably would be one of my favorite things.
Okay. All right.
But in fact, I'm glad you're bringing that up because I have holiday sweaters that I already want to start wearing.
Are you going to wear like a different sweater every morning when we get into holiday season here?
I have these black tops. I think one has the emblem of the snowman on the front.
Okay.
And one might have, if I remember right, it might be Santa on the
Okay.
front of it.
I have a Santa hat.
You do?
Yeah.
Are you going to wear it? Is it like with a great big tassel? And
Yeah. You know what I might do even? My house is very well known at Christmas time because we have like 30 blow-ups in the yard.
You light up the neighborhood,
Well,
don't you?
yeah, but you know what I might do though? I might bring one of the blow-ups right here in studio
Yeah.
and blow it up, and it sits right there throughout Christmas.
Oh, that would be fun.
And it would just
Yeah.
be huge, gigantic. It would take up the whole entire back wall.
Yeah, it would probably be like blowing into me and elbowing me right
Well,
here.
it wouldn't be. It would. It's pretty big. I'm gonna figure out. I got to talk to the wife first, but I'm gonna figure out which one that I want to bring in, and I'm gonna plug it right in. There's a plug very conveniently located on the wall there. Yeah. If you'll notice,
There is.
and I'm gonna blow that bad boy up and put that bad boy right there, so it's on camera the whole entire time.
We should have like a lit up pumpkin too for Halloween. I have a pumpkin at home that lights up, but
I'll just bring it in and set it on the
I don't
table
know.
right there.
maybe I could one morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we get
we
closer.
need to take down all these red, white, and blue decorations too, because that's like
It's very
I'm over that.
It's very patriotic, which we love.
Yeah, I am. I love it, but
way past the 4th.
4th of July is just a little overdue.
Yeah.
It's come and gone.
We're a little bit beyond that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not feeling like summertime. I'm already into that fall sort of mood and falling back pretty soon too with the hour, losing
Well,
that hour.
might not happen.
No, gaining
Might
an hour.
that might not happen.
Oh,
that might not happen.
I didn't see that.
There's a bill right now that because of COVID, They don't want to put any more stress on people with adjusting the clocks. So they might not throw the clocks back. They may let them stay right where they are.
Did you see that?
It was in the news.
Yeah, you know what?
It was in the news 2 days ago.
It's in the news, but I'm going to bet. I'll bet you $1 that that they still do the time change.
I don't know.
I bet it still goes through.
If it goes through the Senate and goes through Congress and the, wherever the House of Representatives and they approve that stuff, then we're not touching the clocks. Nobody's touching the clocks in the whole continental USA.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But when we fall back, I don't mind gaining that extra hour in the weekend. So I don't mind this time change at all.
I don't see why the heck we have to
spring.
do that anyway. I mean, it's just I think it's a little ridiculous, but that's besides the point. 6:48 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A 9-year-old Port St. Lucie boy was hit by a van yesterday. WPTV's Jake Kashmir tells us more.
A 9-year-old boy is in the hospital tonight after he was hit by a van this afternoon in Port St. Lucie. The boy was walking home on the sidewalk with his older brother along Southwest Savona Boulevard just before 5. Police said he ran across the roadway and was struck. St. Lucie County Fire Rescue took the child to the hospital with significant injuries. Police said the driver stayed at the scene and is cooperating with the investigation.
The new director of the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity is promising the department will turn a new leaf under his management. WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has the story.
DEO's newest director, Dane Eagle, is starting his new job looking back at what went wrong with Florida's unemployment system.
We never had a demand like this. So even if we were planning for the worst that we knew of, we wouldn't have planned correctly. But certainly the system failed us.
To fix it, Eagle has decided to pull his fellow lawmakers, asking them before stepping down from his House seat what's working, what's not, and what could be improved at DEO. He's now combing through a pile of responses, hoping to find clear answers.
If we can communicate those problems and then have better understanding of how to fix them, but also let the people of Florida know that we are working on them, I think that is going to do wonders. And then we will actually, of course, fix those problems.
Top of mind for State Senator Jason Pizzo, the claims processing power at DEO.
Get people actually hired and on staff who can actually help an applicant.
He'd like to see it expanded after struggling to help thousands of his and other constituents get payment.
I can't get a cancer patient, a mother whose kid needs an extra kidney, I can't get an answer on that within 24 hours. Something's wrong with the system.
Eagle was unsure of the actual number of claims processors at the department, but acknowledged improvement was needed.
We need more.
Now, in the midst of a literal and figurative hurricane, DEO's new chief says he's ready to get to work.
We're going to fix these problems and make sure that Floridians feel better about the service DEO is giving them.
At the Capitol, Forrest Saunders, WPTV News Channel 5.
Hurricane Sally took an unexpected turn late Tuesday night and into Wednesday, making things worse for Escambia County and the Florida Panhandle.
Folks, there wasn't much more we could have done had we, been all manning the EOC 24/7 days before. You can't stop Mother Nature. You unfortunately are in a reactive mode. We're just fortunate to have the people and the resources here to do it.
Sheriff David Morgan says part of the 3 Mile Bridge was wiped out when Sally came ashore. He predicts thousands of people will have to be evacuated from their homes because floodwaters have cut off utility service throughout the county. Lastly, a Broward County Sheriff's deputy is getting his job back despite being accused of inaction while 17 people were being killed during the Parkland High School mass shooting. An arbitrator said the county was wrong to fire Josh Stombog because it did not do so within the 180 days of the completion of the investigation. Stombog will also get back pay. He is the second officer to get his job back for the same reason. A third officer is waiting to have his case heard by an arbitrator. The Major League Baseball scores, we have them here. The New York Yankees beat the Blue Jays 13-2. I mean, they really beat them up. The Marlins win over the Boston Red Sox 8-4. Cincinnati Reds only by 1 run over the Pirates 1-0. There was a doubleheader with Milwaukee and St. Louis. First, Milwaukee loses 4-2, and then they go on to beat St. Louis 6-0. The Padres losing to LA Dodgers 7-5. Oakland Athletics 3-1 over Colorado Rockies. Washington Nationals beating Tampa Bay Rays 4-2. The New York Mets 5-4 over the Phillies. And also winning Kansas City Royals, the Twins, Baltimore Orioles, the Diamondbacks. News time 6:52, weather and traffic together next.
.654 in the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Now, out on the turnpike by Jupiter, still that prescribed burn going on in that area. So look for the smoky conditions as you head out there on the turnpike. Use caution. And we don't have any accidents to report. Your latest look at traffic. It's 75 in Port St. Lucie, and in Kazan, Russia, it's 54 degrees. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-70s under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, but feeling like the triple digits. Partly sunny skies through most of the day, then a 30% chance for late-day showers and storms tracking southwest to northeast. Tonight, lows in the mid-70s, mostly dry conditions into the night. Tomorrow, highs around 92 degrees, heat index values once again in the triple digits. We'll start off the day with morning sunshine and then another round of afternoon to evening showers and storms. We'll stay unsettled through the weekend, scattered showers and storms possible, mainly for the afternoon as a cool front approaches the state. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Where it began.
Oh, sorry.
No one seems to remember.
I'm nailing this.
It's a Holderness family
We thought
again.
There was nothing wrong.
Their version of Neil
There's a lot
Diamond's
wrong.
Sweet Caroline.
Was it the spring?
It's called Sweet Carpooling.
Crushed it.
Nailed
But
it.
then spring turned to summer.
We're just going to let this play all the
My
way
God,
to the
this
news.
pandemic is so
Let you know that we're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station.
planned.
News is coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
But then we canceled plans.
So many vacation deposits.
And she's freaking out. And everyone's arguing about things like how to do school. I actually missed the sweet carpool line. Ba, ba, ba. Drop them off and come back here. Back here, back here, back here. I like some sweet.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Eat your damn dinner.
Okay, please don't tell me to.
Eat your damn dinner.
I will eat my damn dinner, I promise you.
I know that's right.
Because I know I'll be sent to my room without dessert.
I heard that.
That's right. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan, and good morning, Treasure Coast and friends, and welcome wherever you're listening throughout the world.
The child has something to say to you too, Bonnie.
Eat your damn dinner.
Eat your damn dinner.
I had no problem eating mine last night.
Thank
I
you.
made 2 different kinds of potato salad.
I didn't have dinner last night.
I thought you had people over for dinner last
No.
night.
Well, I was lying.
Okay. I was going to say, what did you make and everything?
I don't even remember who was at my house last night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were at church till like around 9:30.
Yeah.
Does your church provide you a dinner?
Actually, yeah, they feed us at church. It was a potpourri of food. It was definitely good. Last night was the first night of Vive since the pandemic, and also all the campuses had students last night. It's students' night is what it is, and every campus was open last night for students.
It's remarkable.
So it was a momentous evening. It
Yeah.
really was. I don't want to say the place was packed, but they were socially distanced. I'd say we probably had upwards of, I don't know, my wife could probably give me an exact count because she's involved in all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I want to say we had anywhere from 130 to 150 kids.
So maybe were you like 50% packed in the vicinity that you were in?
Oh, well, the hall holds 2,200.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a big congregation hall.
Yeah.
It really is.
But I think you showed me the video and it looked like
Yeah.
it had like a nice number of people out in the audience. And
Yeah, but if you notice, though, the way the chairs were all 6 feet apart from
Yeah.
each other. So you could not sit next to somebody. You had 6 feet in front of you, 6 feet behind you, 6 feet to the left, 6 feet to the right. You know, they do it right at Christ Fellowship.
that's
They
the
really
way you
do.
got to have it.
They really do.
You don't want like people, going home sick or everything. I was reading, I was reading it in some show prep news that they held a wedding, I guess.
Yeah, I saw that. A lot of people got sick.
A lot of people got sick.
175 people.
And didn't seven perish from that wedding alone?
Yep.
So it's like nobody had nobody at the direct wedding
Mhm.
got the virus directly, but they got it through members that had been at that wedding ceremony.
Right. I have a wedding I'm doing this Friday, and I have a wedding I'm doing on Sunday. So I got a pretty busy weekend. We have a phone call. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this? Let me press this button. Hold on. There we go. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this? Oh, Big Kitty. Good morning.
Wow.
There we go. There's your friend, Bonnie.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have the dog, and now we have the cat.
I'm surprised Big Kitty wasn't terrified to call in because we had that big dog on
No.
earlier.
No, not at all.
Big
No.
Kitty, did that dog scare you at all?
Nope.
No.
Nope. Answer was no.
Big Kitty's not afraid of anything.
No, Big Kitty is fearless.
Yeah.
Big Kitty will jump off a bridge into the water. See? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Cat likes to swim in the water.
Cats don't like water.
This cat does.
Now, are you really a big kitty or are you just a fraud?
I mean, yes, it's really a big kitty.
It's really big kitty.
Yes.
Yeah, but
It's really big.
I know that cats don't like to swim and they
This
certainly
cat
don't like
this,
water.
This cat likes to swim, though. Big Kitty, you like to swim, don't you? See?
Wow. You would think,
Cat likes to swim.
As much as cats love fish, the taste of fish,
Mhm.
you think they would love to swim.
Oh, I don't know.
You know?
Let me ask Big Kitty. Do you like fish? Okay.
Well,
Do you
of
like
course.
grouper?
Oh.
Do you like dolphin? Do you like salmon? No, cat doesn't like salmon.
Oh.
Okay. Do you like lobster? Oh, wow. That was a big yes.
Kitty has
Okay.
good taste.
Yeah, Kitty
right?
has good taste. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Very nice.
Kitty, would you like Fredo to open for you a can of Friskies?
That just gave me an idea for Fredo.
What?
Fredo's cat food service. There we go.
Yep.
Fredo's cat food service.
You know, I could see Fredo's right
we
on
bring
the
the
can.
kitty. We bring the frisky stuff to you. There you go. That's a new business for Fredo.
And Fredo is kind of frisky too, so that rolls with it.
Fits his motto.
It does.
Definitely go. Fredo's cat food service, where only the frisky get fed.
It sounds like Kitty's getting a little jealous. We're putting all that action on Fredo and avoiding Big Kitty now.
Well, see, Big Kitty can't talk though. Big Kitty only meows to us.
Yeah.
It gives us 2 answers: 1 for yes, and 2 for no, and 3 for I don't know.
I don't know.
Exactly.
And our listening audience doesn't know why we're talking to a big kitty.
No, I have no idea. We talk to the
We
stupid
don't
cat
know
that
either.
calls every single time. And to this day, we have no idea who it is. We thought it was a friend of ours playing a joke on us, but I actually found out I talked to Phil. I did ask Phil.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, are you the one that's really doing this? And he would be straight with me.
It sounds like it would be
It's not.
Phil.
It's not though. Here's the whole thing. Phil would not lie to me.
Oh.
He wouldn't.
But,
So this is
yeah.
not Phil, Bonnie. To this day, I do not know who this is.
Seriously.
I'm serious. It's
Oh.
not Phil.
Because I don't have any idea either. There's nobody like in my circle of friends who, I can even think sounds remotely to Big Kitty.
Yeah.
So I'm dumbfounded with it.
I have a storage facility story to tell you, but that's for a whole another
Okay.
stupid news segment. This one's not you, Big Kitty. But it's gonna take the cake.
Yeah.
So I have to wait a couple of days to tell the story because I have to get all the details.
Okay.
I don't know all the details just yet.
You got to make sure all the details are correct.
Yeah, I have to
before
make
you
sure
give
that
the
all the
story.
details are correct. All right, Big Kitty, we got to run because we have business to take care of.
Yeah,
we don't
Big
have
Kitty.
time to have conversations with a cat.
Yeah, Big Kitty.
So you have a great day, Big Kitty, and we'll talk to you later. All right, bye-bye. All right, that's Big Kitty.
Strutting by with his tail in the air.
So like I was telling you when I was so rudely interrupted by this stupid cat that calls in all the time. Last night was the first night that all the campuses opened
Yeah.
at Christ Fellowship.
That's
and
large.
they had students and everybody had a mask on.
Yeah.
Everybody was socially distanced. They started out with a little get together in the lobby area where they had different games and all sorts of things because it was raining outside.
That's nice to see.
So they had ping pong, mini basketball, little dodgeball going on. And then we went inside and we worshiped for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also, when we got done worshiping, we had the message delivered, which was a great message last night. And then the kids came out and they got another half hour of time. We had some music. They did some line dancing.
Oh, wow.
They must have had hundreds of Lunchables and snacks and drinks and just all sorts of stuff and took
Yeah.
care of the kids. They had a room set up for dodgeball.
Do you all wear?
It was a lot of fun.
Do you wear name tags at your church with
Yeah.
so many people?
Well, I have a badge that says adult. I think it's adult supervisor, adult something. Because last night too was a very special night for me. I used to serve. I don't know if you understand the concept or know what that means when you serve at church. What that is basically it's another way of putting you volunteer. So
Okay.
we're serving the Lord at church, and by serving, you're giving your time to the Lord and doing the right thing. So last night was my first night back officially serving in over a year.
Wow.
I had not served in a year. I used to serve in live production before they built the new sanctuary, the new auditorium that we're in. So I called, I talked to Pastor Ricky and Abrielle, who oversee students. And it was the right time. It was
Yeah.
time for me to go back and do what I need to do. And it really was. And I couldn't have been more happier being where I was last night. It was good to go home, so to speak.
Yeah, back home, like with the Lord and
Yeah, it
with
was
parishioners.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
good to be with those kids and I'll be there every single Wednesday going forward.
Don't-
And believe
yeah.
me, it's worth going to bed at 10:30 at night and only getting a few hours sleep just to know that I got to hang out with some of the kids and talk to some of the kids, and I know a lot of the kids there, and I've seen them grow, and it's really amazing.
So
It
you're
is.
doing church at least 2 times a week.
Yeah,
then.
I'm doing church 2 times
Yeah.
a week now. I go on Sunday. The wife plays a very key part at church because she is literally the right-hand lady to the one of the people that are mainly in charge there,
Oh,
that
wow.
oversees a lot of things.
Yeah.
So Rachel plays a huge part on Sundays and Wednesdays.
Uh-huh.
So my hat's off to my lovely wife for doing what
That's
she
a
does.
great way to get involved.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is. Let's take another phone call right now. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this? Hey, look, it's Fredo. Hey, Fredo, how you doing, buddy?
See, I'm glad you brought something up. I do have a kitty feeding service. Yeah, man. It's Fredo's Mobile Kitty Feeding. Yeah, man. And we love to stuff your kitty full of food. Yeah, man.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Fredo will have to come to my house because I love just spoiling my kitties. And I'm sure when they saw Fredo coming up, they would just start purring and meowing and really
Okay.
get excited.
Yeah,
So
man.
are you going to be
You know what?
setting up your kitty feeding service where they do food trucks?
Yeah, man. I'll just come to your house. I pull up in the front of your house, and I'll just sit there and I'll stuff your kitty. Yeah, man. Full of
Wow.
food.
Stuff
Yeah,
the
man.
kitty. Okay.
But,
Yeah,
we
It's a
might,
very interesting
we
way
might
to
have
put
more
it.
kitties in the neighborhood than we want kitties because I bet all the strays will be coming up to where Fredo's parked.
Bonnie, do you think your kitty would like to be stuffed?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting.
Um,
Very interesting. Yeah, there's 2 kitties to stuff.
Yeah, man.
Hans has been a pain in the butt with me really lately. I think I'm going to lock him in a room and put him on a little diet because
Okay.
he's getting a little bit too fluffy.
So we don't need to stuff that kitty.
Yeah, even my company that was over the other night said, "Boy, is that a fat cat? He's getting
Okay.
kind of
Well,
plump."
Wow, I've never
Sometimes
seen a
some
fat
kitties
kitty
can't take a full
before.
stuffing. You know that, right?
What's that?
What'd you say?
That some kitties can't take a full stuffing.
That's
Yeah,
true.
man.
Yeah. They can only take half
Yeah.
a stuffing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
All right. They just can't
Oh, yeah.
stomach it.
Yeah, man. So for a low price of a monthly fee, I come to your house every week and I stuff your kitty. Yeah,
Really?
man.
So, and how much is that fee?
Well, it depends on the kitty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because kitties come in different sizes and shapes.
Exactly. Bigger
Okay.
kitty, obviously more food.
Okay.
And more stuffing.
So
you
where
know,
where
that's
does your
all money.
where does your benchmark start at? Where's the pricing start at?
Well, it depends on the food that you want for the kitty.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's say salmon.
Salmon. Oh, that's some money right there.
Yeah?
Depends on the poundage.
Oh,
you know?
okay. Okay.
It depends on the size of the stuffing. So,
Okay.
yeah, so you got to do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, Bonnie,
man.
how much does your kitty weigh?
Well, wouldn't pay for that salmon when I can just open a can of salmon 9 lives,
Oh,
which
okay.
doesn't cost very much. Hansi would probably cost me a lot with Fredo
Oh, okay.
because he's
Well,
plump.
that might not be real salmon, though. See, I can give you the full stuffing, and it'll be all good, all natural. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, the real Monty.
The real deal.
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right. Well, what else? What else is on tap besides your kitty feeding service?
Well, today I do have an appointment for the mobile rub, the foot mobile rub today.
Okay.
I'll be meeting a couple ladies on an easement right off of Kenner Highway. And, yeah, man, I'll be there. And if anybody wants to come by, I can massage your feet. Yeah, man.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for checking in with us, Fredo, and good luck with your mobile kitty feeding service.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the idea.
All right.
Yeah,
No,
man.
it's my pleasure.
All right.
Thank you. I'll make sure and just make sure you go on that TV show Shark Tank and present that, and who knows, you might just become real famous.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that idea.
Okay.
See, now you got that's why I teamed up with Evan. Yeah, man.
Okay. All right. Hey, have you heard from Marcel lately?
Yeah.
By the way.
No, I have not heard from Marcel.
Okay.
I've never met Marcel.
Oh, you've never. Oh, Marcel's a very interesting person.
I
Yeah.
bet he is.
Yeah, he's a very
Man.
very interesting young man. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
you don't want to ever cross Marcel. I'll tell you that much.
I heard that.
Yeah, because if you cross Marcel, that's like, well, I can't say because we're on the radio.
Yeah, don't try to date one of his daughters because
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if Marcel would be happy with that.
Yeah.
I
well,
heard that about Phil. Phil's already married to one of
yeah,
them.
Phil's
He's
married to
on
one of them,
Giselle. Yeah,
and he's
man.
going through, forget it. You don't even want to know what Phil's going
man.
through. Phil gets chastised every single day, but that's a whole nother ball game.
Oh,
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Listen, we got to let you run. We'll talk to you later. Have a great
All
day.
right. Bye.
Bye-bye now. That of course was Fredo, our fearless band leader.
yeah, and it is a foot rub service. I could go for a good foot rub.
Sorry,
But
I'm not reaching underneath the counter.
They have all of
Don't do
those
people's feet.
those foot spas I see popping up all over the place now on the Treasure Coast. I
Wow.
want to stop at one of them and get my feet rubbed.
Just be careful which foot spa you go into.
Yeah,
I'll say that much.
yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. Because if it's one of those Asian foot spas, you don't want to go in there.
I have a reputable lady that I work with who gave me a pretty good review about a particular one, and I don't
Okay.
want to name any of them, but there's one that she said it was a pleasant experience.
Well, just be careful where you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Because they'll try to rub more than your foot. I can guarantee you that one. 7:22 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk. Bonnie?
Thank you, Evan. After many establishments were closed for months amid the coronavirus pandemic, Florida's top business regulator believes bar and craft brewery owners will do a better job this time of self-enforcing state safety restrictions. The state this week began allowing bars and breweries to again serve alcohol for on-site consumption after a similar attempt ended in June because of a lack of compliance with safety rules.
After going through this, they understand we have to do this right. They need to deal with their patrons. They're going to get it right this time. I really believe the breweries and the bars are going to do a better job. And we're going to do it.
Department of Business and Professional Regulation Secretary Halsey Beishers says his agency won't go easy on bars and breweries that violate rules such as indoor occupancy limits. A family that has spent their entire lives in the restaurant industry is preparing for a new venture that will bring 60 to 70 new jobs to Port St. Lucie. And WPTV's Arthur Mondale has more.
I'm one of those people that if I put it in my mind, I'm going to go out and get it.
When you're from an Italian family that was running kitchens, you know a thing or two about authenticity and location.
Things are changing. They're not what they were. I think that we kind of lost count after a while, but overall, I'd say a couple of dozen, probably about 24, 25 restaurants overall.
At Pastaio in Port St. Lucie's tradition community, the brothers ensure true authentic cuisine. Handmade pasta and sauces that are a family recipe.
The hospitality that you probably would see in Italy.
And aside from the food, the ambiance, they really feel like family when they come here.
Now the brothers are on their next business venture as a family.
You know, we still got to get the floors closed up here.
Just down the street inside this former 7,500 square foot tap house, the brothers will open Meeting Street, a butcher shop, steakhouse, and seafood market on the water.
We plan on doing close to 400 to 500 people a day, you know, in and out of the restaurant. So with that, you need a lot of employees.
60 to 70 positions need to be filled. The positions range from chefs to bartenders, IT professionals, and butchers.
We don't have anything with that concept around here within a 10-mile radius.
Accommodate a multitude of dining experiences.
We're going to go and put our real effort and real skill on the line.
Well, Meeting Street plans to open these doors next month. The owners say the need to fill positions is great. For job seekers, we have information on our website. Arthur Mondale, WPTV, News Channel 5.
The new director of the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity is promising the department will turn a new leaf under his management. WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has the story.
DEO's newest director, Dane Eagle, is starting his new job looking back at what went wrong with Florida's unemployment system.
We never had a demand like this. So even if we were planning for the worst that we knew of, we wouldn't have planned correctly. So hindsight is 20/20, but certainly the system failed us.
To fix it, Eagle has decided to pull his fellow lawmakers, asking them before stepping down from his House seat what's working, what's not, and what could be improved at DEO. He's now combing through a pile of responses, hoping to find clear answers.
If we can communicate those problems and then have better understanding of how to fix them, but also let the people of Florida know that we are working on them, I think that is going to do wonders. And then we will actually, of course, fix those problems.
Top of mind for State Senator Jason Pizzo, the claims processing power at DEO.
Get people actually hired and on staff who can actually help an applicant.
He'd like to see it expanded after struggling to help thousands of his and other constituents get payment.
I can't get a cancer patient, a mother whose kid needs an extra kidney or I can't get an answer on that within 24 hours. Something's wrong with the system.
Eagle was unsure of the actual number of claims processors at the department, but acknowledged improvement was needed.
We need more. We need more.
Now, in the midst of a literal and figurative hurricane, DEO's new chief says he's ready to get to work.
We're going to fix these problems and make sure that Floridians feel better about the service DEO is giving them.
At the Capitol, Forrest Saunders, WPTV News Channel 5.
And lastly, a species of turtle that was believed to have been extinct 20 years ago is making a comeback. The Wildlife Conservation Society said in a press release this month that the Burmese roofed turtles now appear to be in little danger of biological extinction. Thursday night football. Are you ready? Yes, the NFL continuing tonight, and on tap, it's Cleveland playing Cincinnati. Did you make your picks for Lenny's Pick'em League? I made my one and only pick this morning for tonight, and make sure not to forget, of course, if you're in Lenny's Pick'em League, and if you would still like to get in and play with us, all you have to do is email themusicalg@yahoo.com. Our friend Mr. G will be glad to send you a link so you can get in Lenny's Pick'em League for this NFL season and enjoy football tonight. News time is 7:27. Weather and traffic together are next.
$7:28 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, for the Treasure Coast, no accidents, no tie-ups on the roadways right now. So if you're heading out on this Thursday morning, you should be looking at a nice ride. And there's your latest look at traffic. It is 78 degrees in Stewart, and in Dawson City, Canada, a cool 36 and partly cloudy. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-70s under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, but feeling like the triple digits. Partly sunny skies through most of the day, then a 30% chance for late-day showers and storms tracking southwest to northeast. Tonight, lows in the mid-70s, mostly dry conditions into the night. Tomorrow, highs around 92 degrees, heat index values once again in the triple digits. We'll start off the day with morning sunshine and then another round of afternoon to evening showers and storms. We'll stay unsettled through the weekend, scattered showers and storms possible, mainly for the afternoon as a cool front approaches the state. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie. Far.
Like that, yeah.
We're not traveling far. Oh, there we go. Staying near home. Can only drive our car. Excuse me. Free. We just want to be free. Imitating him. To take a trip to Spain. Or maybe the Mediterranean. Yeah. Key change. But not by boat, but not by plane. They won't let us go there from America. Sorry, we can't let you in. 'Cause you're coming from America. Rona won't let us go too far away. You can't stamp our passport today.
That's a Holderness family. It's called Stuck in America, Bonnie. And I know somebody that's never stuck in America because he loves being here in America, and especially at the Chamber. It's Joe Catcherbone. He heads up the Martin Stewart Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Evan. Bonnie, how are you?
Oh, we're good. Things are great. I cannot complain. You know, it's I feel, you know, I'm better than I deserve right now.
You know, I feel the same way, honestly. I really feel, I'm really enthused. We're forging forward. We had a business after hours last night. We had about 75 people at Carrabba's outdoors.
Really?
Socially distanced. And I want to tell you, Brian Torella at Carrabba's put out a spread that you wouldn't believe. I'm going to make you hungry. He had mozzarella sticks. He had
you're killing me. You are killing me.
He had fried zucchini. He had shrimp. He had calamari. It was unbelievable. It was really great. And I can't tell you how happy everyone was just to be out and about and around people. And everyone, you know, as I said, we wore masks were appropriate, and it was social distance as well as you could be expected with 75 people out in that screened area. But you know, yesterday we had a board meeting. We approved and thankfully, with a lot of hard work and some sweat and tears, we presented our board with a balanced budget, which was approved. Which, when we started out, the budget was $70,000 to the negative a month and a half ago. So we have 6 new board members who will be coming on the board October 1st. And, you know, normally we do a swearing ceremony at our annual gala, and we have a judge or someone of some notoriety swear them in. And we canceled our gala. We couldn't even get a venue to book for our venue, which was supposed to be at the end of September. So the 29th, we're doing a breakfast at the Hutchinson Island Marriott, and Congressman Brian Mast is going to be our guest speaker. And so we're going to ask Congressman Mast to do a swearing in for us at the breakfast.
Oh, wow.
So we can seat, I think, 125 people at the Marriott with 4 at a table. I'm sure that we're going to sell it out for sure. So a lot of good things happening. We have right now events planned through December. We have a total of, 19 events scheduled between now and the end of December.
That's a lot of events.
Yeah, in October, we've got 6 events. 4 are going to be live. November, we've got 8 events. 5 will be live. And 5 events and 4 will be live. So now a lot of that obviously is subject to change. We don't know what's going to happen. We will follow CDC and our county recommendations. But if everything's a go, and consensus is that perhaps by the end of, in fact, within the next month or so, we might move into the next stage, which will allow us even more liberty so far as meeting in person. So we had what we call a hybrid board meeting Wednesday. We had 8 people here and 10 or 12 people on Zoom. So we're slowly moving towards getting our board back into a live board meeting. So again, all of that depends on what the CDC and our county regulations are. We'll of course adhere to and follow those. But had a great membership week. We were able to, with again a little creativity, we were able to meet budget in June, July, August, and September's the last month of our fiscal year, and we're pretty sure, as it stands right now, that we're going to probably exceed our budget in September. So, I said last week, I see a light at the end of the tunnel. The light's getting brighter. Things are looking better. Again, a lot of this is, we've got football coming back, school is back, the colleges are back in session. So there's a lot of
Yeah, the Big Ten, the Big Ten even did their thing in reverse now, and they're going to be back. So excitement is definitely brewing for us.
So I feel like you do. I feel great. It's really good. I'm really feeling enthused, and I think that we're going. I think we've turned the corner. At least I hope so.
Yeah, Evan and I were even talking this morning, Joe, how Evan's going to start playing some holiday songs.
I heard him.
He thinks.
Well, no, he's got a couple of weddings this weekend, right? Evan?
Yes, definitely. I've got a wedding on Friday and a wedding on Sunday, so I'm really, really excited.
Yeah. So, I had a couple of people last night tell me, believe it or not, my business is up. So
yeah.
It again depends on the type of industry, and obviously restaurants and bars and even spas and gyms, and some of those people were hurt, and probably you're never going to recuperate the revenue that they lost. But in general, and I look, this past week Amy brought in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new members, and plus one of your ardent advertisers and a longtime chamber member, Owens Insurance, Gary Owen, Owens has been a member for many years, stepped up to the trustee level of membership yesterday at the chamber.
Now, what does that mean, trustee level?
Well, we have a trustee level of membership that there's a myriad of benefits that go along with a trustee membership. It's an elevation in minimum dues for a trustee member is $1,800 a year.
I just thought you could trust it more. I'm sorry, Joe.
So, and by the way, we have about 80 trustees. So, anyway, so along with, I think I said 7, and if you allow me to, I'll give you names for our new members that came in last week. So
please do.
I think things are looking really good.
Tell us about the new memberships that signed up last week.
I will. AC, Cara Heat and Air, air conditioning and heating, refrigeration.
Okay.
Duct venting, et cetera. Sign Jungle. Obviously, they do signs, advertising. They do trade show services and screened and printed advertising specialties. Treasure Coast masks and medical supplies. They join.
There's a great business right there with the trying times that we're in right now. Wow, that's the creme de la creme right there.
It is. Arrows Portal, which is an event community management production company. They do art galleries and artists and things of that nature.
Okay.
Dr. Dredge is it's a marine construction company. They're all doing well. They're doing great.
Good.
Concierge, of course, insurance companies we know. Concierge Insurance Solutions, they represent New York Life. Green Spoon Martyr, they're Green Spoon Martyr LLP. They're attorneys. They're in Jupiter. And then, of course, as I said, Gary stepped up from a regular membership to a trustee member.
Got it. Excellent.
So-
Excellent. Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah.
If people want to reach you, Joe, how do they reach out to you? Give us your information.
Please call me at 772-287-1088. My extension is 108. Any of my staff or our staff can help you. But I'd love to speak with you, or you can go to our website, www.stewartmartinchamber.org.
It's real simple, folks. If you need exposure for your business, if you want to network with other like-minded businesses, there are so many perks. I could do 3 hours on why you should become a member of the chamber. I'll let it speak for itself. I'll let Joe tell you all the benefits. All you got to do, pick up the phone, give him a call in his office. The number he gives out. Joe, give the number one more time, if you would, please.
Certainly, 772-287-1088. My extension is 108. Love to speak with you.
That's Joe Catcherbone. He heads up the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. Joe, always our pleasure, and we will talk to you next Thursday.
Thanks, guys. Good luck with your wedding.
Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend. 7:43 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's news time. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
A 9-year-old Port St. Lucie boy was hit by a van yesterday, and WPTV's Jay Cashmere tells us more.
Hospital tonight after he was hit by a van this afternoon in Port St. Lucie. The boy was walking home on the sidewalk with his older brother along Southwest Savona Boulevard just before 5. Police said he ran across the roadway and was struck. St. Lucie County Fire Rescue took the child to the hospital with significant injuries. Police said the driver stayed at the scene and is cooperating with the investigation.
After many establishments were closed for months amid the coronavirus pandemic, Florida's top business regulator believes bar and craft brewery owners will do a better job this time of self-enforcing state safety restrictions. The state this week began allowing bars and breweries to again serve alcohol for on-site consumption after a similar attempt ended in June because of a lack of compliance with safety rules.
After going through this, they understand we have to do this right. They need to deal with their patrons. They're going to get it right this time. I really believe the breweries and the bars are going to do a better job. And we're going to do it. We're going to stay policing it.
Department of Business and Professional Regulation Secretary Halsey Beshears says his agency won't go easy on bars and breweries that violate rules such as indoor occupancy limits. Hurricane Sally took an unexpected turn late Tuesday night and into Wednesday, making things worse for Escambia County and the Florida Panhandle.
You know, folks, there wasn't much more we could have done had we, been all manning the EOC 24/7 days before. You can't stop Mother Nature. You unfortunately are in a reactive mode. We're just fortunate to have the people and the resources here to do it.
Sheriff David Morgan says part of the 3 Mile Bridge was wiped out when Sally came ashore. He predicts thousands of people will have to be evacuated from their homes because floodwaters have cut off utility service throughout the county. Lastly, a Broward County Sheriff's deputy is getting his job back despite being accused of inaction while 17 people were being killed during the Parkland High School mass shooting. An arbitrator said the county was wrong to fire Josh Stombog because it did not do so within the 180 days of the completion of the investigation. Stombog will also get back pay. He is the second officer to get his job back for the same reason. A third officer is waiting to have his case heard by an arbitrator. More NFL teams will start allowing fans in the stands because they're losing a ton of money without them. The Dallas Cowboys are losing the most at $77 million per game, or $616 million over 8 home games. Only 2 NFL teams, the Kansas City Chiefs and Jacksonville Jaguars, had fans in their stadiums for week 1. Not at full capacity, of course. Both had around 16,000 in attendance. So in the coming weeks, 6 other home teams have announced plans to allow fans in the stands. And the main reason for that is money. News time at 7:47. Weather and traffic together are next.
$7:48 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
The roadways are clear for us at the moment. Just as you're out and about this morning, look for the school buses, the school kids. Slow down in those school zones for Martin and St. Lucie County. Otherwise, a nice ride, no accidents. There's your latest look at traffic. And it's 78 in Palm City. In Battle Creek, Michigan this morning, a cloudy 58. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-70s under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, but feeling like the triple digits. Partly sunny skies through most of the day, then a 30% chance for late-day showers and storms tracking southwest to northeast. Tonight, lows in the mid-70s, mostly dry conditions into the night. Tomorrow, highs around 92 degrees, heat index values once again in the triple digits. We'll start off the day with morning sunshine and then another round of afternoon to evening showers and storms. We'll stay unsettled through the weekend, scattered showers and storms possible, mainly for the afternoon as a cool front approaches the state. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
7:52 on the Get Up and Go show. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we have a very, very special guest. It's a young man by the name of Liam. And apparently, this video that somebody taped is going viral. He works for Wendy's, I do believe. And when people go through the drive-through, okay, this is what they hear.
Sriracha and ketchup.
Can I get honey mustard and barbecue, please?
Honey mustard, barbecue. What would you like for the drink?
Do you all have the Coke Freestyle machine?
Yes, we do.
Can I get a vanilla ginger ale, please?
Vanilla ginger ale. All right. Anything else for you tonight?
That's it. Thank you.
Your total comes out to $5.65.
He sounds like a robot.
Very robotic.
He sounds very robotic. We have a phone call. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Hi, Evan and Bonnie. Good morning. This is Madeline Home from the Boca area.
Hey, Madeline, how are you? Thanks for calling in this morning.
I'm good. I watch you guys every day on the YouTube. Love listening to you guys.
Oh,
great,
cool.
Great show.
Thanks so much.
Love your add-on, Phil, and all the characters that you have.
Oh,
Great
wow.
show.
Okay, great. Excellent. Thanks so much for calling.
But I did send you an email yesterday. I didn't have a chance to call in.
Okay, what's your first name again?
Madeline.
Madeline, I remember seeing your email. In fact, it was on the topic of what we were talking about yesterday about staying at the relative's house for the holidays and doing the hibbity-dibbity there.
That's absolutely correct.
Yes,
That's what
I
was
remember.
wondering.
Boy, do I remember your email. I can't read some of the things on there, but I do remember your email.
Okay. I don't know what the majority said. I was able to listen most of it, but I was kind of in and out with it. But basically, I don't see an issue with it at all.
Really?
I think it's actually
Wow.
No.
Bonnie?
No, I think it's.
If I'm at a relative's house, I'm not doing the hibbity. The only thing I'm doing is cooking, maybe cooking with the lady of the house, but I'm not going to take anything in the bedroom. That's just me. But you don't have a problem with it, huh?
Not at all.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Well, there's some people that, don't have a problem with it, and some people that just can't bring themselves to, when you're in the moment, you're in the moment, right?
That's correct, and you just have to take advantage of that.
Okay.
So now you feel like you wouldn't have a problem with you and a certain other going to do it at somebody else's house, but say, what if they took it to your house and were in one of your bedrooms?
And that's a great point, Bonnie,
your
that you
home?
bring up. What would you do? Let's say if the roles were reversed and a friend or relative of yours came in and stayed the weekend with you, and then after they left, you found out they did the hibbity-dibbity in your spare bedroom. How would you feel about that?
I would throw the sheets in the washing machine and hope they had a good time.
Wow.
Okay. Well, there you go, Bonnie. There's from a woman's perspective.
I would have to have the best heavy duty Tide to get through that one.
Extra
Wow.
hot water. Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying that I wouldn't clean, but it's just the fact remains is I think it just brings out maybe a wild child in some people. It's the naughty thing. So
Okay.
therefore-
Wow. All right. So the $1 million question is, and I hate to be personal, but do you mind if I ask you if you've ever been in that situation before? Either somebody staying at your place or you staying at a relative's for the holidays?
It's the latter, and it was not a holiday. It was basically just a weekend.
Okay. Was it a relative or just I'm afraid to ask.
Was it grandma?
Oh, no, she was a friend, and she had me staying at her house for 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
And,
you and your significant other, I hope.
No, actually, it was another friend of hers. This is going back.
Oh,
man.
Oh, wow.
This goes
This is
back
getting
years.
interesting.
Wild days.
Okay.
Wild
Wow.
days.
So it was
Yeah,
a friend of your friends, and you hooked up with the friend of the friend, and you all did the hibbity-dibbity.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting.
And
Okay.
unfortunately, she had to. It was in her son's room, actually.
Oh, boy. Wow, this is
She
getting
put me in
interesting.
there. She put us in there.
Wow.
And the sad part was, for some odd reason, he had two. I don't know what they were. Two kinds of two birds, like that they would have as pets, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to say pigeons. I'm not really sure what they were. They weren't pigeons.
Right.
They were birds. And, all was well, and they were watching the whole time. And then,
Bonnie, you just can't make this stuff up.
Did they repeat anything?
Yeah, did they speak?
They died. That
What?
was the awful thing. They died.
Oh,
the next
no.
day.
That's
And
sad.
no.
it was unbelievable because I had flown home and she called me and she said, "Listen, I know it has nothing to do with anything, but I just want to let you know the 2 birds died."
Oh,
They
no.
probably couldn't believe what was going on and both had heart attacks.
They probably
Shock.
did. They probably
Wow.
did. And this is, I swear I don't want to swear.
Don't
but I mean,
don't even do that. No, please don't.
No.
Please
But
don't.
I swear on anything that I have that it's a true story.
Wow.
It's a true
Oh
story.
man,
Wow.
that's incredible. I did see on an ID show too. I think it was one of those murder mysteries we were watching. There was actually a realtor that took his lady friend into a beautiful home that he was selling.
They did the hibbity gibbity?
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Had it on the market and had it for sale for
Okay.
somebody. And
Well, they had
goes-
to christen the home, you know?
Well, that's good luck. You have to have a little good luck if you
Yeah.
go along. You know what I mean? It's a good Christmas. It's
Wow.
yeah. So that's what happened.
Okay.
That's very sad. I felt so bad that I don't know what happened. They both.
Oh.
I don't know. I thought it was very sad, but
Well, they were dying to see you.
on the same breath, I mean, it's like unbelievable. How could that have happened? I don't know.
Wow.
That's just a cuckoo story.
Yes, it is.
Like a
Yeah.
cougar bird.
No pun intended
Okay.
there. All right. Well, thanks so much for calling and listening to us down in Boca Raton, Florida on
Yeah.
YouTube. I appreciate that. And thanks for being a part of the
We
morning show.
appreciate it.
Call in
Thank
whenever
you.
whenever you want. Please feel free. Open invitation.
Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
All right.
Thank
You have a great
so
day too.
much.
Bye bye. Wow. Well, there you go, Bonnie. That's from a listener's perspective.
Yeah. Wow, that was just
Crazy, huh?
You can't make up a story like that.
You cannot make this
And-
stuff up.
I'm just going to be thinking of those birds now the rest
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah.
and
Poor
thinking
birdies.
and thinking of the friend whose house in the room of
All
the
right.
son she slept at.
All right. Well, don't go anywhere because coming up right after the news here at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station, the robot voice from Wendy's is going to be here live with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
8:07 on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie, and you've heard me talking about this young man for quite a few weeks now. When we talked about his video in our viral video segment that went viral recently, a young lady actually went through the drive-thru of Wendy's, and she thought she was talking to a robot, and to find out on the other end was a real person by the name of Liam McCarthy. He works at the Williamsburg, Virginia Wendy's, and he's joining us now via Zoom. Good morning, Liam.
Good morning. It's nice to see y'all.
Yeah, definitely. That's called Theater of the Mind. How are you doing this morning? How's the weather in Williamsburg?
It's actually very cloudy. It says it's supposed to rain today, but that's all good. That's perfect sleeping weather.
I'm taking that you just woke up just a little bit ago, correct? So I apologize for getting you up so early.
Oh, it's all good. I'm actually used to getting up this early because when working Harris Theater, I'm always getting up in the morning and working until like 6 or 7. Good. I'm actually perfectly okay with that.
So tell me how, Liam, tell me how that, by the way, you have a great first name because my grandson's middle name is Liam. So you've already got props with me.
You have a nice voice too, by the way.
We haven't even gotten into the whole voice thing yet,
but I'm already liking it.
We haven't even gotten into the whole, it sounds like he's jingling some change or something there in the background. But how did this how long have you worked for Wendy's?
I've worked for Wendy's for a year, actually.
Okay.
Actually, a year and a few months. March 14th of next year.
Okay. So when did they stick you in the drive-thru?
Maybe my third or fourth week there. Because I did previous work for other fast food establishments, but I was always behind the scenes, so I never was in the drive-thru or anything. So I talked to the manager. It was like, hey, I've been in the business for quite a while. I was wondering if I could just be put in drive-thru this time. I am willing to learn other stations. And she was perfectly okay with that, actually.
Okay. So you go to the drive-thru, and then all of a sudden and how did this whole robotic voice thing come about? Because in my conversation with you last week, you told me you used to be a beatboxer.
That is correct.
Could you give us a little 15-second sample of that?
Sure.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but
don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous.
We're not like
we only got thousands of people listening.
We're not the American Idol judges or anything.
Yeah,
we're not going to judge you for it.
Yeah, we're not going to judge you. Can you give us a little sample?
Sure.
All right, go ahead. Wow. Oh my.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
It sounds like you got a little machine that you're using.
Yeah, but it's all done with his mouth.
With your voice. That's
crazy.
Cool.
So from beatboxing, this robotic voice developed, and you just decided one day to just put it to use in the drive-thru, right?
Yeah. And I didn't realize that I could do the beatboxing or the voice until actually after high school. So once I finished walking across stage a week or so later, I was like, you know what? I need to start doing something. So I just started doing random noises. And then once I started picking it up, I went on YouTube. I was like, how to beatbox, and bam.
Now, do you know who Michael Winslow is?
Sadly, no. I don't know who Michael
You
Winslow
have to
is.
look up Michael Winslow. He is a gentleman that was on Police Academy, and he's the guy. He did all the voice. He did all the sounds. He's a human sound effects machine.
I think I know who you're talking about now. As soon as you said Police Academy, I was like, wait, I know who that is.
Yeah, he's been a guest on my show before when I did syndicated talk radio, and you remind me of Michael Winslow. You're like the young version of Michael Winslow. And that's a compliment. That's a huge compliment for you.
What is what's your favorite sound to make?
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Bonnie, did that just blow you away?
It really did. Now I am thinking Michael Winslow for sure. That was too much like the actual sound. I'm impressed.
I mean, it sounded like this.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot like that.
That's crazy.
How do you do that?
He's gifted.
It's
Liam is very gifted.
Yeah.
He's very gifted. So let's go back to the whole Wendy's thing. You're working in the drive-thru and you decide just out of the clear blue sky to just start doing this robotic type voice as you're taking orders, and your manager was unbeknownst to any of this stuff, right?
Not entirely. As soon as I did the voice, she looked at me like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You sound just like a robot." Like everybody on that, we have everybody else always having headsets,
right?
So whenever my voice comes through on the other headset, they look at me like, "What?"
Here we go.
Pretty much. Even the new people, I was like, "Oh, I gotta ring them in now."
So now you've been kind of thrusted into instant popularity. I mean, I'm sure people, knew you from before, but now it's like it's really gotten. I'm sure your manager in this Wendy's is getting, you're getting phone calls and probably requests to do radio shows and possibly even TV shows down the road. But when you did it the first time at Wendy's, what was the reaction to the customer in the drive-thru? I mean, did they think they were talking to a robot?
Oh yeah, they'll come up and they were like, "Did y'all get a recording? Did you get an automated system for the drive-thru?" And the person taking the cash is like, "No, we didn't. It was this guy over there." And they point at me, and I'm just like, "Hey, nice to meet you."
Wow.
Wow.
And they're like, "You got a really good voice, man. Keep it up." I'm like, "Thank you."
Wow.
Could you do like a sample for us? Like
Well,
if I ordered.
Why don't you go through, Bonnie? Why don't you pretend you're driving through?
Okay.
You're coming to Wendy's and you're at the drive-thru, and the bell rings, and it alerts Liam, and I'll let Liam kind of take it from here. And you're on the headset, Liam, and you welcome Bonnie to Wendy's, and she'll place the order.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you for choosing your local Lightfoot Wendy's. What can I get for you tonight?
Am I speaking to a recording, or I want to speak to an actual person?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get that. Can you repeat?
I don't know if I'm speaking to a recording or if I've got an actual person here. Okay, I'll take the pretzel bun cheeseburger, and I want one of the large fries, the large Wendy's fries, and I also want the Wendy's shake, and one that would be a chocolate shake.
It's a Frosty, Bonnie.
It's a Frosty, yes.
Number 11, large with a chocolate Frosty. Anything else for you tonight?
Okay. No. Oh, brother, that sounds like it's automated.
Is that crazy or
Yeah.
what? Right? You feel like you're talking to a robot.
Oh, you do. You do. That would be like tripping me out.
Imagine if you pulled in there, had a few adult beverages.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
right?
gosh. I actually have had a couple of people pull through where they're very on an elevated level.
Okay.
I'll say.
All right.
And I have had actual people come in under the influence through the drive-thru, and their reactions are hilarious because they're like,
They're already confused. They're
Wow.
already dazed and confused, and now they're more so.
Could you say you're listening to Evan, can you say in your robotic voice, you're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie?
You're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie.
Oh,
wow.
I think you have a future like in radio or TV or, like whatever you want to do.
Oh my. His voice is just incredible.
Yeah.
It blows me away.
Let's see. Can Evan and I think of a sound effect to ask? Maybe
He could do any sound effect. He could do any. I know he could probably, like a DJ scratches a record. I'm sure he could do that. He could do anything.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like want to hear like a little bit more. How about running my fingers across a chalkboard?
Oh, that's a tough one. That just made me cringe, Bonnie.
Yeah, I
can't ask. No, I can't let him do that
to
one.
put you on the spot with that.
No, I can't let him do that one. That one will kill my ears.
Well, how about an animal? We have animals on the show. Can you sound like a big kitty?
He has no idea what a big kitty is. He doesn't listen to our show, Bonnie.
Well, just
you have to be more realistic.
Say any kitty.
You have to be more realistic. Like ask him to do a bass drum sound or like a cymbal or a snare drum or something like that.
Okay,
an instrument.
Yeah. Okay, so
can you do like a kick drum and a snare drum and a hi-hat cymbal all mixed in?
No, the bass drum is the
yeah, right. Exactly.
That's pretty good.
The cymbal is the
right.
Nice.
Exactly.
That was sweet.
And the snare drum. There you go.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
very, very cool.
That's pretty cool.
So, how's business at Wendy's since all this stuff's going on?
We have gotten a lot busier. On the days that I don't work and I come in the next day, they're like, we have people asking for you. They're like, where's the robot guy? Where's the funny noise guy? My kids love him.
That's great.
Wow, so you're like an instant celebrity in your town now.
A little bit.
Has the media gotten a hold of you yet to the local TV or newspapers or anything like that?
No, actually. This is my second interview ever.
Okay.
And where did you say you're at? Are you in Lewiston, Pennsylvania?
No, he's in Williamsburg.
Williamsburg, Pennsylvania.
Who was your first interview?
With 97X WXOP's Quad Cities Classic Rock.
Okay.
Oh, the Quad Cities.
Yeah.
Quad Cities. What are they? Is that
He can tell you what they are.
What were the quads? Can you tell us what the Quad Cities are? Are you?
He's probably Googling it. No, I'm just kidding. It's still early in the morning for him.
I mean, yeah.
It's still early in the morning. So what does your manager take of all this? She's got a guy that works here. He's been here for a couple of years. And now you're putting your talent and your skills into the drive-through. And it's like now when people come to Wendy's, not only do they get their food, but they get entertainment.
She's actually really happy about it. A lot of the managers, when I come in, they're like, yes.
Everybody's happy. It's like they've got you on their shift.
Yeah, because I ride a bicycle. So when I come around and they see me through the drive-through window, they're like, yes, he's here. Let's go.
So you ride a bike to work?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay, 24.
And are you a fast foodie too? Like, do you like the Wendy's food?
Yes, on occasions.
It kind of gets a little tiring after a while since you work there.
If you
can only eat so many doubles and triples.
I guess if you have it every day, right? Yeah,
definitely. So what about like when you go to another fast food restaurant and you go through the drive-through? Do you put on the robot voice and order your food that way?
Yeah.
Do you mess
Not
with
entirely,
people?
No. Being that a bike can't actually go through the drive-through.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot about that.
I would have to actually walk inside.
Okay.
But every now and then I will do it, and they'll look at me like, "Are you okay? Are you good?" Like, I'm fine.
Wow.
I'm perfectly okay.
That's really, truly, truly amazing. What in as far as where have you done this voice that has really surprised and startled somebody the most with the robot voice?
So I do a lot of streaming as well on the side.
Right.
So I go through and I'll like join random lobbies, and if I'm already dead, I'll like spectate somebody and codcasting them. So it'll be like, and here's an example. In a deadly 2v3 situation, spectating so-and-so coming in at rank 155, rocking an MP5 as he takes on the enemies. And
this is great.
Awesome.
I could do a whole I'm telling you, this is like entertainment at its best.
You would be like fun to have on a plane. You
Oh
just
man, I would
sounded
love.
like-
I would pay to fly him down here to Florida, and bring him to. I work for the New York Mets. I'm the PA announcer over at Clover Park down here in Florida, and I swear I would bring him into town just to announce a baseball game and be the PA announcer. That would
actually
be
used to live in Florida.
hilarious.
Where in Florida did you used to live?
All right, so the last place I lived before I moved up to Virginia, I lived in Haines City, Florida. I lived in Florida for 19 years.
Oh,
I know
did all
exactly
my
where
schooling.
Haines City is.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
that's over by Winter Haven, isn't it?
Yep.
cool.
I know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
And you lived down there for how long?
I lived for Haines City in that area. I lived there for maybe 2 years,
Uh-huh.
but I've lived all around Florida for the whole rest of the 17 years.
Did you ever come to like the Port St. Lucie, Treasure Coast, East Coast area?
No, sadly, I have not. I've been to St. Petersburg.
Okay.
I've been to Jacksonville. I've
Okay.
been to Naples, Key West, and a whole
Okay.
bunch of other places.
All right.
Been to some good places
Yeah, it's
then.
great places.
But
great
now you're up
places.
there where it's cold.
Wow.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Wow.
Oh,
Well,
that's
listen,
the chill.
I want to wish you the best. I hope that you get on the TV circuit in regards to what you and I spoke about off radio. I hope they contact you to have you on as a guest because it's well deserved. You deserve it. Do you have a YouTube channel or something that you want to plug real quick so people can check you out online?
I can, if it's okay, if I could plug my Twitch, if that's all right.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Twitch.tv/ShadowWielder96. I'm actually going live a little bit later today, going through and actually doing the voices through the lobby. So
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Give that out one more time if you would.
Twitch.tv/ShadowWielder96. I'll be going live a little bit later today.
Well, there you go.
You sounded like what we call a puker in
Yeah.
radio,
A
but that's
puker?
okay.
What the heck's a puker?
Like when
What?
Bonnie, what's a puker?
it's a guy that's trying to have a booming radio voice that
Trying.
kind of
He has the boom.
no. I mean, I'm just saying over enhances the voice a little bit.
Don't
so
call
then-
him a puker.
No, it's not to be. No, that wasn't to be negative. It was just that it sounds like you tried to be that puker voice in radio,
All right.
which is in a good way.
All right, that's Liam McCarthy from Williamsburg, Virginia. That is the Wendy's drive-through voice. If you're ever in Williamsburg, Virginia, make sure and go visit Liam and ask him to do the voice for you, and maybe for an extra $5 tip, he'll beatbox as well. Who knows? You know.
And I'd be happy to do it for you.
Hey, Liam, man, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Greatly appreciate it. God bless you, and the best of luck with your future career, not only at Wendy's, but I mean, who knows? Anything is possible. It's limitless. It really is.
And give me one extra Frosty while
Yeah,
you're at it.
Get Bonnie a Frosty, definitely.
Like, no problem, man.
Hey, Liam, man, thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day.
Yeah.
You as well, man.
All right, take care now. Bye-bye. Wow, that was
Yeah, quite
did you
a-
enjoy that?
Quite a talent,
Right?
I mean, I don't know how he can make those beatboxing sounds.
Oh, it's
and
amazing.
Sounding like a snare drum.
I am blown away.
I am too.
That was a very fun interview.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. News time right now. It's 8:25. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thank you, Evan. The new director of the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity is promising the department will turn a new leaf under his management. WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has the story.
DEO's newest director, Dane Eagle, is starting his new job looking back at what went wrong with Florida's unemployment system.
We never had a demand like this. So even if we were planning for the worst that we knew of, we wouldn't have planned correctly. So hindsight is 2020, but certainly the system failed us.
To fix it, Eagle has decided to pull his fellow lawmakers, asking them before stepping down from his House seat what's working, what's not, and what could be improved at DEO. He's now combing through a pile of responses, hoping to find clear answers.
If we can communicate those problems and then have better understanding of how to fix them, but also let the people of Florida know that we are working on them, I think that is going to do wonders. And then we will actually, of course, fix those problems.
Top of mind for State Senator Jason Pizzo, the claims processing power at DEO.
Get people actually hired and on staff who can actually help an applicant.
He'd like to see it expanded after struggling to help thousands of his and other constituents get payment.
I can't get a cancer patient, a mother, kid needs an extra kidney or an.
Eagle was unsure of the actual number of claims processors at the department, but acknowledged improvement was needed.
We need more. We need more.
Now, in the midst of a literal and figurative hurricane, DEO's new chief says he's ready to get to work.
We're going to fix these problems and make sure that Floridians feel better about
PTV News Channel 5.
Providing needs for foster children so their families can focus on having the most vulnerable children in our community. That is the mission of the Treasure Coast Foster Closet. And WPTV's Eric Racco has the story.
Ripped from their homes, parents, sometimes in the middle of the night with nothing but what they're wearing, or maybe a garbage bag holding a few things. That's the reality for most children placed in foster care. For those on the Treasure Coast, there's a place created by two sister-in-laws where those children can go to feel comfortable. It's where donations pour in with love.
Plaza is a small but special store. It's only some very special people who have access to it.
There's an electric keypad. If they could come in here 24/7 without having to make an appointment or ask us, and then they just come right in.
Once in, this is what children, many of us, find.
We try to keep everything organized by size.
Toys, room decor, baby essentials, everything needed to support the leap of faith a foster parent takes and the sacrifice that child was forced to make.
Our passion is to make sure that these children that are coming into our store, they feel valued and cherished and loved and worthy. The joy on their faces makes everything so worth it.
Sabrina can relate. She grew up going home to home.
I knew I wanted to give back to children that don't have like a stable home.
She has adopted one child from foster care and Erica 4.
Yeah.
Their personal experiences led to this labor flowed, and 2 years later, it's grown to this.
Just to see the joy on their faces, and you can tell they just we put into this place 100% worth it.
While you may be blown away by their selflessness, they're equally as grateful for the way the Treasure Coast has wrapped its love around foster families.
I'm humbled every time I come in here. I just can't believe that all of this is for our families.
There is no limit on the number of things. I can really have that too. They make it so easy. There's a donation box outside the store if you ever want to drop anything off. And they're also very active on Facebook. We've got their information for you right under this story on WPTV.com.
The NCAA men's and women's basketball seasons will begin November 25, the day before Thanksgiving. The Division I Council voted to push the start date back from the originally scheduled November 10 as one of several precautions against spread of coronavirus. The later start date coincides with the decision most schools made to send students home from Thanksgiving until January out of concern about a potential late fall and early winter flare-up of COVID-19. News time 8:30. Weather and traffic together are next.
$8:31 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
No accidents that we're seeing throughout Martin County and St. Lucie County right now. Looks like a nice ride. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 78 in Palm City and in southeast England, where our friend Mr. Hales is. Blue skies, light winds, and 77 degrees. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-70s under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, but feeling like the triple digits. Partly sunny skies through most of the day, then a 30% chance for late day showers and storms tracking southwest to northeast. Tonight, lows in the mid-70s, mostly dry conditions into the night. Tomorrow, highs around 92 degrees, heat index values once again in the triple digits. We'll start off the day with morning sunshine and then another round of afternoon. Weekend, scattered showers and storms possible, mainly for the afternoon as a cool front approaches the state. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WS Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
8:36 on the Get Up and Go Show, and time to head to space where I don't know if he's ever met a robot like we just had on the program. Randy, did you happen to hear that young man that was just on with us?
No, I'm afraid I missed it this morning.
Oh, you'll have to go back and listen. This guy works at a Wendy's up in Virginia, and he does this robot voice through the drive-thru when he's working, and people think he's an actual robot.
Well, I can understand that.
Oh, no. We're talking like real deal.
But that was pretty good,
That was
too,
pretty
Randy.
good, though, Randy. On a score of 1 to 10,
right.
I give you about a 7 on that one.
Well, Robbie the robot worked out well.
There you go. All right, take it away, Randy.
In 1959, NASA launched its X-15 rocket plane on its first powered flight with Scott Crossfield at the controls. Precursor to the shuttle. In 1976, the shuttle Enterprise was the first one to be rolled out, named after that famous Star Trek series. Well, get ready for launch today. That's correct. This afternoon at 2:19, if you go outside, you should be able to see a Falcon 9 rocket carrying Starlink satellites headed to orbit. The spacecraft is using fairings that were previously used before. That's the nose cone at the top of the rocket. And they're also using a first stage that has also been flown before as well. In fact, this first stage, they hope to land again on the drone ship. Just read the instructions that are positioned outside of the Kennedy area and due east of Charleston, South Carolina. So again, get ready for this launch to take place at just about 2:19 this morning or this afternoon. There's a 60% chance of favorable weather. Astronauts on board the International Space Station continue their work. The Japanese robot arm grapples and maneuvers experiments back and forth from the airlock to the external pallet. Air pressure inside the airlock is turned off and on as materials shortly thereafter. Chris Cassidy checked on memory cards for a laptop computer that runs the Colbert treadmill inside the Tranquility module. The NASA astronaut then photographed the front panel display of the Glacier Science Freezer for review from the ground. That's the freezer that keeps a lot of their experiments in pristine condition so they can be returned to Earth. Finally, he cleaned dust and debris inside the service supporting the Muse Earth imaging platform. Cosmonauts Anatoly Ivanushin and Ivan Wagner spent a good deal yesterday checking Russian power supply connections and battery temperature. Ivanushin then researched ways to optimize interaction between station crews and mission control around the world. Wagner also worked on fluid and pressure checks inside the Progress 76 resupply ship that's docked to the Piers module. Tori Bruno, the head of United Launch Alliance, the CEO, has said that they have now terminated work with a software supplier. They found that that software supplier was working with China. And as a result, they may have been stealing intellectual property. This did not make the State Department very happy. But they were caught, and now an FBI investigation is underway. The longtime provider, United Launch Alliance, had worked with this company before, not realizing that they were acquired from their original German base by a Chinese company in 2017. So now United Launch Alliance has to look at their long-term commitment as to what they have actually been doing. The final spaceport decision should be made shortly by the Federal Aviation Administration on whether or not to grant a spaceport operating license to Camden County, Georgia. For a long time now, Camden County, Georgia wanted to be a spaceport and start launching rockets from that location, but has been hindered by not having FAA approval. Now they're in hopes of actually gaining that. United Launch Alliance is also scheduled to launch an experimental navigation satellite for the Air Force on their vehicle, the Vulcan rocket, in 2022. They just received a contract for $84 million to do so. Previous NASA administrator Charles Bolden, who is also a 4-time astronaut, has said that NASA should not be using the Space Launch System. He believes that even under his watch, the Space Launch System was envisioned. However, he says now that SpaceX can produce a Falcon Heavy, that the government should buy the services and use that Falcon Heavy to send astronauts to the moon and potentially on to Mars. He believes that now is the time to turn it over to the commercial industry. NanoRacks, a company that has been launching for some time to the International Space Station, is getting ready to launch its Bishop airlock module. The preparations for launch that will take place later this year. They hope to use that module for launching nano satellites directly from the space station. Tomorrow, we hope to tell you about a successful launch, as well as the House Science Committee having bills for space weather. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
Thank you very much. That's Randy Siegel. He appears on the program each and every weekday at 8:30 to give us the latest and greatest pertaining to what's happening in outer space. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie's standing by with the latest and greatest food to satisfy your appetite.
Yes, it's where everything is just mouth-watering to Evan. Of course, the sandwiches are delicious. You can get the Tuscan chicken melt today. This comes with plenty of roasted chicken on a fresh sub roll. It's stuffed with pesto mayonnaise and sun-dried tomato, provolone, basil, roasted red peppers too on this one. Of course, you can get subs, sandwiches, salads, desserts. Fresh soup is made daily at Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart, and they now have their patio back open. Plus, they're at 50% dining inside with a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's also has full dinners available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're located 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado in Stuart. Call them at 772-781-6605. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart.
Time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up $1,946.20 an ounce, and silver will be opening up at $26.83 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. News time once again, 8:45. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A 9-year-old Port St. Lucie boy was hit by a van yesterday. WPTV's Jay Cashmere tells us more.
A 9-year-old boy is in the hospital tonight after he was hit by a van this afternoon in Port St. Lucie. The boy was walking home on the sidewalk with his older brother along Southwest Savona Boulevard just before 5. Police said he ran across the roadway and was struck. St. Lucie County Fire Rescue took the child to the hospital with significant injuries. Police said the driver stayed at the scene and is cooperating with the investigation.
A family that has spent their entire lives in the restaurant industry is preparing for a new venture that will bring 60 to 70 new jobs to Port St. Lucie. WPTV's Arthur Mondale has more.
I'm one of those people that if I put it in my mind, I'm going to go out and get it.
When you're from an Italian family that was literally reared running kitchens, you know a thing or two about authenticity and location.
Things are changing. They're not what they were. I think that we kind of lost count after a while, but overall, I'd say a couple of dozen, probably about 24, 25 restaurants overall.
At Pistaio in Port St. Lucie's Tradition Community, the brothers ensure true authentic cuisine. Handmade pasta and sauces that are a family recipe.
The hospitality that you probably would see in Italy.
And aside from the food, the ambiance, they really feel like family when they come here.
Now the brothers are on their next business venture as a family.
You know, we still got to get the floors closed up here.
Just down the street inside this former 7,500 square foot tap house, the brothers will open Meeting Street, a butcher shop, steakhouse, and seafood market on the water.
We plan on doing close to 400 to 500 people a day, you know, in and out of the restaurant. So with that, you need a lot of employees.
60 to 70 positions need to be filled. The positions range from chefs to bartenders, IT professionals, and butchers.
We don't have anything with that concept around here within a 10-mile radius.
Accommodate a multitude of dining experiences.
We're going to go and put our real effort and real skill on the line.
Well, Meeting Street plans to open these doors next month. The owners say the need to fill positions is great. For job seekers, we have information on our website. Arthur Mondale, WPTV, News Channel 5.
The new director of the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity is promising the department will turn a new leaf under his management. WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has the story.
DEO's newest director, Dane Eagle, is starting his new job looking back at what went wrong with Florida's unemployment system.
We never had a demand like this. So even if we were planning for the worst that we knew of, we wouldn't have planned correctly. So hindsight is 2020, but certainly the system failed us.
To fix it, Eagle has decided to pull his fellow lawmakers, asking them before stepping down from his House seat what's working, what's not, and what could be improved at DEO. Combing through a pile of responses, hoping to find clear answers.
If we can communicate those problems and then have better understanding of how to fix them, but also let the people of Florida know that we are working on them, I think that is going to do wonders. And then we will actually, of course, fix those problems.
Top of mind for State Senator Jason Pizzo, the claims processing power at DEO.
Get people actually hired and on staff who can actually help an applicant.
He'd like to see it expanded after struggling to help thousands of his and other constituents get payment.
I can't get a cancer patient, a mother whose kid needs an extra kidney, I can't get an answer on that within 24 hours. Something's wrong with the system.
Eagle was unsure of the actual number of claims processors at the department, but acknowledged improvement was needed.
We need more. We need more.
Now, in the midst of a literal and figurative hurricane, DEO's new chief says he's ready to get to work.
We're going to fix these problems and make sure that Floridians feel better about the service DEO is giving them.
At the Capitol, Forrest Saunders, WPTV News Channel 5.
And lastly, a species of turtle that was believed to have been extinct 20 years ago is making a comeback. The Wildlife Conservation Society said in a press release this month that the Burmese roofed turtles now appear to be in little danger of biological extinction. The NFL, it continues tonight, and playing will be the Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati. So, go to Lenny's Pick'em League and make sure to make your pick for tonight. Now, don't forget. And if you want to join us and make your picks with us with the NFL each and every week, just email themusicalg@yahoo.com. Mr. G, our friend, will send you a link and you can join Lenny's Pick'em League with us. Enjoy NFL tonight. News time is 8:50. Weather and traffic together are next.
8:51 the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers.
It's a nice ride right now. We're not finding any accidents on U.S. Highway 1 and the major highways. So far, so good for Martin and St. Lucie County. There's your latest look at traffic. Nice this morning, too. It's partly sunny, 80 degrees in Palm City, and in Aswan, Egypt, it's sunny there also at 110 degrees. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-70s under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, but feeling like the triple digits. Partly sunny skies through most of the day. Percent chance for late day showers and storms tracking southwest to northeast. Tonight, lows in the mid-70s, mostly dry conditions into the night. Tomorrow, highs around 92 degrees, heat index values once again in the triple digits. We'll start off the day with morning sunshine and then another round of afternoon to evening showers and storms. We'll stay unsettled through the weekend, scattered showers and storms possible, mainly for the afternoon as a cool front approaches the state. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
8:54 right now on the world famous Get Up and Go Show with yours truly, Evan and Bonnie. And we have a phone call right now. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Good morning, young lady and young gentlemen. Happy Constitution Day.
What's today?
Constitution Day.
Constitution Day. Oh.
Okay. Yes.
That's
All right.
very patriotic.
Really? And why is that? Why is it Constitution Day?
Well, every September 17th, in this day in 1787, delegates of the Constitution Convention signed a document in Philadelphia to get those who want to become American citizens.
Oh.
So that document was signed in, did you say 1787, young man?
Yes, 1787.
I never knew that.
Well, you got to take it from someone who knows the Constitution very well.
Well, you're just a walking book of knowledge.
Yeah.
You have a plethora of information.
Yeah, I'm here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Got to head out of the way from the hurricane that came through.
Oh, very interesting.
Were you talking about Sally?
Oh.
That girl?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that song, Bonnie? Sally, that girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember Lay Down Sally.
Right.
So Evan.
Yeah.
You know where Williamsport, Pennsylvania is at?
Of course I do. That is where the Little League World Series is held.
Absolutely, yeah. And didn't you have a gentleman on who said he was in Williamsport, Pennsylvania from Wendy's?
Yeah, that's the guy that does the robotic voice at Wendy's.
Edna says she wants to go. She wants to order from him.
Oh, okay. Well, she can order from him.
She wants to go and be entertained.
Okay, we can take care of that.
Yeah, and next week it's going to be the first day of autumn. That means it's fall coming, and the weather.
Wow! So it's going to be now. Where do you actually have a hometown that you reside in?
Yes, I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I would love to be up that way to see the leaves change, and then
Really?
up where Old Man lives too. Like up in, are you in Tennessee or Kentucky, Old Man?
Well, I'm in Pennsylvania. I just told you that, young lady.
But I mean, where do you originally?
Bonnie, you got to pay attention to him. He gets angry when.
Where do you originally
has to repeat
reside?
himself.
We reside in our mobile home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But-
he's on the road all the time.
So I guess you can travel anywhere to see the fall foliage.
Remember,
then.
he upgraded to that new Winnebago.
I know.
Well, what year is that thing again?
Like a 98?
95.
It's a 95.
Yeah, that's new to them, isn't it?
Yeah, that's new to them. Used to have the 1987.
Oh, boy.
Edna and I are going to be heading to the Smoky Mountains for the fall foliage in October.
Oh, I would love to see that. It looks so pretty up there with the fences,
it's
the
amazing.
leaves, and the horses, the pastures.
You want to see the leaves
Oh.
and the bears.
In that river that runs through there in the Smokies, I'm thinking of the one right before you go up into the Smokies from Pigeon Forge. There's a nice, huge river that runs down there. It's beautiful, man.
That goes down through Parkway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I envy you for being there. I want to.
Bonnie's a little jealous, as you can't tell.
I'll take some pictures for you.
All right, that sounds fair and square.
So, what's on the slate for today? What are you guys going to be doing today?
Well, we're going to Wendy's for sure.
Are you really? Oh, so you're right there, huh?
Oh, absolutely. That's where we're at.
Okay, so you're going to go check out the beatbox guy.
Oh yeah.
Let me know how that went tomorrow when you call in. Are you trying to beatbox? Oh boy.
You might be able to do it better if you get your teeth back in your mouth, old
put
man.
your dentures back in, okay?
Okay.
All right. Hey, we got to run. That's the end of the program. So thank you so much for calling in. As always, it's always our pleasure.
Yes, it is. It's my pleasure too.
Thank you very much.
Y'all
Say
have a good day.
good night, old man.
Good night, old man.
There you go. That's the old man down the road
So
calling
sweet.
in. Guy's been following me for over 25 years.
He's a sweet follower.
God bless. Anyway, that's a wrap for the Get Up and Go show tomorrow. Finals of the 5-second rule. The Chief Tuminelli is going to be here from the Stewart Police Department, going up against Sergeant Brian Bazio, Public Information Officer from the Stewart Police Department, and we have a very special guest judge. It's going to be in studio with us. So it's going to be a great day tomorrow. We say chow mein,
Honduras.
and arriva dirty. Be kind to one another.
It's a nice morning too. Take a walk outside. Get out to the beach if you can.
That's right. Go to the beach. Go to Blind Creek Beach. Go to any beach you want to go to, because any beach is always your beach. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning right here with the Friday edition of the Get Up and Go show. Bye-bye for now.